Hello everybody and welcome back to World of Tanks. My name is Spartan Elite 43 and tonight we're doing something a little bit different. Decided to go out and take the KV2 for a test drive. Been watching Bullvibe, my buddy. He had the it's either the art of the derp or something along those lines. He's got a series out where he does like 10 episodes of the KV2. And the KV2 is just a fun tank to play when you're top tier. However, in this match, I am not top tier. I am a tier 6 in a tier 8 match, which is the worst matchmaking I can get. But you're going to see me do everything I can to make this team win this match. Unfortunately, we don't end up winning the match. But we don't lose it either. It's team destruction. And we are going to just completely have to take this team out solo with, I think there's 4 of us in total, maybe 5, that end up together on team destruction. And I turned this KV2 into a scout. Now, as you might have guessed, this is a pre-recorded video clip. And the reason for that being, even though I love to do live commentary, is because I don't always record, I don't always press the record button and do live commentary over every game that I play. Sometimes I will have my capture card passive recording. That way, if I have a good game, it's recorded, and then I can always do a voiceover over top of it. Now, I still prefer to do live commentary. That's not going to change. But as you can see, we're trying to climb the hill on the left side of this map. And it looks like a good chunk of their team is over at the center of the map, climbing that hill. Which isn't that big of a surprise. But what we wanted to do, and what you have to do when you're in the low tier, even though this thing has a 152mm gun, it's a derp gun. It's not a high penetration gun or anything like that. And I do make a couple mistakes on choosing ammo. But I learned from those mistakes. Then the next time I play this tank, I'll know better. But it's a live and learn. I think I have a total of 10 games in my KV2. So it's a live and learn. You gotta learn as you go. They just killed the tank in the middle, so I'm gonna keep on rolling. These guys behind me are right now. They're like, "Hey man, slow down. You're gonna get ahead of us, and you're gonna die." And generally speaking, they'd be right. However, I've seen most of the bad guys on the other side of the map. There is a heavy that's flanking, trying to go for our medium raider, and I'm gonna cut him off or try. So I stop. I get into a good position. I start aiming in. He gets spotted. I put the shot out, and it derps and goes straight over top of his tank. Again, derp cannon. It happens. So I'm going to go down the hill, avoid this big rock, which a lot of people crash into. And the hammer breaks off his chase of the medium. He can't chase the medium, so I'm going to come up here, and you can see the guys behind me. Oh, now I've tracked him. I haven't done any damage to him, but I have tracked him. And the guys behind me are just absolutely obliterating this poor little hammer tank. And now he's dead. So we took no damage. We've spotted and got a crap ton of spotting damage. All of this. So we're gonna go up here and see what we can find. Now our medium tank's dead. That drove this way. So I know there are people here waiting for me. I don't know how far.
Focus on this location.
But they're here. So I'm going to drive up around the corner up here and see if I can spot. These guys behind me are again saying, "Hey dude, you're getting too far ahead of us, slow down." And they're right. But it's a heavy tank. Alright? I can take a hit. 2 hits might be stretching it, but I can take at least 1 hit. So I'm just using it as a scout right now. Okay, as you can see, our entire team that went up to the top of the hill is obliterated. Now we had an FV-304, Bert the Avenger. It's a great tank to play. Not so good to be against, especially if you're in a slow-moving heavy and he gets you perma-tracked. Because you'll just sit there and he'll whittle you away for 100 or 200 a shot. now
location.
I've run into their
Focus on
main
this
force,
area.
and I've told my team
Ready to fire on target.
what is here, and I'm gonna take a shot at this.
We barely grazed him.
Sorry about that, guys. So I took a shot at the VK-30 using the armor-piercing round, and it bounced. Okay, that's my first mistake. I should have used AG on that target. So I switched to AG because I have a T-28 up here, and anybody who's ever fought a T-28, which is most of us, know that thing is a monster for its tier. It's got ridiculous front armor. It's got a great gun that hits for like 400 or 500 a shot.
Target locked.
We don't want to get hit by that. But he just fired, so I'm going to pull up and try to put an HE round on him.
Enemies looking right at us.
Alright, so we hit him for 200. I'm trying to back up. I don't want to get shot, and the guy's right behind me. No big deal. Don't get
Ready to fire
flustered.
on target. All our artillery has been destroyed.
Line up another shot so that when we load, we're ready to go. As soon as we load. And we got the kill on a tier 8 tank destroyer that is a monster. Alright, so now we've got this heavy tanker right down here. Doesn't look like he's going to survive very long. And he's dead. Alright, now, situational awareness. This is where my arty skills come in handy. Alright, I immediately noticed that there's a tank destroyer running up from our flank,
Focus on this
and he is
location.
being chased by a heavy tank. So I tell everybody, stop, turn around, let's engage this guy together, get him off the board. I don't know what kind of heavy tank it is, I don't care, I need to
We
get him out
lost
of
a friendly vehicle.
here. And they all listened. One guy stayed back just in case we were being flanked from both sides, and we were. So he's going to engage that guy while we go up here and take care of this heavy as quickly as
They
we
found
can.
us.
Put a good shot, 234. Again, I'm using my HE rounds because there's no way, even with my armor piercing, that I am going to be able to pin this IS-3 unless I'm right behind it or beside it. Now here's where I should have changed to the armor piercing because I do get it. Well, that wouldn't have
Just ding them.
hit any other way, but you'll see there's a couple engagements where I get right up beside or right behind tanks, and I've got HE loaded and I low roll because the game's like, nah, can't give you an 1100 roll when you get a guy in the back.
Loaded and ready.
Instead, we're going to give you a 300 roll. That sounds right. Because it didn't pin. Because even at this tier,
Ready to fire on target.
there's just no penetration from this gun with a HE rounds. I think it's 86 millimeters. And there I take a shot, and he lurched forward. I'm going to reload. I'm going to pull up to the right. The reload on this thing gets ridiculous when you're in a game, in a fight. So we're pulling up to the side to try to get as much as we can. Take a shot, and he pulls forward again, and we splash him for 116. So not ideal. He's not going to last much longer because I'm going to push the issue. Yes, that is a KV-5 premium tier 8. I'm in a tier 6 heavy tank. Watch what he does.
Target locked.
He knows what I'm about to do. I'm trying to get his sight because I've got a derp cannon. I hit him for only 270, and watch him miss. Right there. Instead of taking his time to put a shot on me, which would have hurt me considerably, he pulls the shot and blammo. And that goes back to the age-old saying about people who use premium tanks being bad. It's not always a guarantee, but you do have those guys that just aren't very good players, and they buy a tank because they're like, oh, this is going to be an awesome tank. Well, the tank's only as good as the person driving it, so keep that in mind. And I'm one of the people, I buy premium tanks all the time. I love premium tanks. I've spent a crap ton of money on this game, unfortunately. Most of my money goes into buying free XP off of my M55 because that's the tank that I play the most. That way I can skip certain tanks or buy certain tanks.
Target is moved away.
But, I mean, again, the tank's only as good as you play it. So we've seen another KV-5, and I'm asking my team, I say, who has health right? And my tier 8, my IS-3, and my other tier 8 heavies are like, hey, I've got health, I'll go first. Awesome. So then he stops instead of just going. So now I've got to stop and go and stop and go, and then I see him get spotted on the right. That's the KV-5 again. So we're going to swing right. Again, I had to stop for him. And we're just going to charge him. Why? Because we have more people. There's no sense in sitting in front of a tank if you've got numbers. You swarm him, get him off the map. Again, if I had my AP round loaded, this guy would be dead. Unfortunately, I didn't. I made the exact same mistake I made in the previous one. And I'm going to pay the price. Watch this. Boom. 300 damage. Woo! That should have killed him. Unfortunately, it's an HE round, and because it has the worst pin in the game as far as HE goes, I believe, it just didn't pin. It only splashed him for 310, even though it hit his armor. It hit the rear of his tank, and it only did 310. To put that into context, the T-49 would have killed that tank, and that's a light tank with a 152 millimeter cannon. Basically the same cannon. But I digress. Back to the fight. Alright, so now we have 3 tanks left. We've turned the table. We need to find these 3 tanks. Now these 3 tanks are all good. There's a Super Pershing T-26E4. There is a T-29, which I'm not going to talk about. And then there is the Black Prince. I think it's Black Prince. But anyway, he's the next one I find. And I'm rolling down. I don't want to get too crazy because, again, I'm a tier 6 and a tier 8. Alright, I'm spotted. 6th sense goes up. But I do spot him over to the right. I'm going to go up and take a shot at him. And I've got AP loaded instead of HE. I shoot at his front armor and it bounces. Even with AP, the most penetration you're going to get is like 126 millimeters. So even though that is a tier that I believe is the same tier as me, the Black Prince, I may be wrong. I think the Black Prince is the same tier. It might be one tier higher. It might be a tier 7. But either way, 126 millimeters is not going to pin his front armor where I shot. So I switch over. Well, I thought I switched. Oh, this is where I make another mistake. Alright, instead of instantly switching after I bounce that shot, I keep it and then I have to switch over. So I went through an entire reload and then reloaded again. Stupid mistakes like that cost you games. Just remember that. Alright, so this guy's charging us because he thinks he can beat us. Now I've got a full health IS-3 right in front of me. And I'm going to put a nice little shot right there, 250. Nothing crazy, but did whittle him down. Now he's going to take a shot at me because he wants to get me off the board, and he missed me. And my IS-3 is starting to freak out because he does get pinned a couple times here. And I tell him, I am still here, I'm still supporting you, I have to reload. Alright, so now I'm reloaded, he just shot, I'm going to pull out, put a shot in him. Alright, 338 roll that time, much better. Alright, now the Black Prince realizes exactly what he screwed up on. He's fighting a tank right in front of him that he can't pin because it's a Russian heavy. That's, higher tier than him. British tanks don't have the best pin, but they do have a rapid fire gun. And now we just put them to sleep. Alright, so now I'm hurt. My track is busted. My driver's killed. I'm not the fastest thing in the world. I need to try to get back. Now they're fighting the Super Pershing. We have yet to find the T-29. We're running out of time. We only have a minute 20 left. Now I asked them if they need my help. It doesn't look like it. I don't realize he's behind a building, so I'm still trying to get a shot on him. Unfortunately, our IS-3 that was fighting with me, if he could have just got back to us and started going up the hill sooner, I think we may have found the T-29. But what actually ends up happening is we've been fighting this Super Pershing. They finally do kill him. And we end up running out of time looking for this T-29. None of us can get to the top of the hill. the IS-3 is the fastest tank that we have, and he just took too long getting turned around to go back up. Because we're pretty sure that the T-29 is right back at the center of the map, right at the center of the wall. Unfortunately, didn't work out, but we lose, but at the same time we don't lose. It's a draw. But I would have loved to finish that clutch. I mean, at one time I think we were 6v4, maybe 7v4. We pulled it out. Anyway, a great game and as the low tier in a match, and you'll see exactly why. And if you like my videos, punch that like button. 2300 damage, 1800 assisted. Leave a comment below, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and as always, I will see you in the next video.